Hello everybody and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're all well. Hope you had a lovely weekend. So our weekend was full of rain. It rained in the morning, it rained in the afternoon, it's rained in the evening. Torrential rain at some points. So today is Sunday. This morning we got up fairly early to go to church. Came back and did what I call mega tidying. Tidying, clearing, sorting, arranging, organising and binning. So you're going to be really pleased with me on this video. I get through so much. So I decided that we would start tackling more of the playroom because the playroom has got ridiculous. It's actually not a playroom, as many of you have said. You can't actually get in it and not much playing takes place. And it really is like a cupboard. It's like a storeroom. So I decided that we would do loads of work on that. We had lunch, then we did loads of work on that. And we all did different bits and pieces connected to that. And then we went back to church this evening. I do show you a little clip of the dancing and singing. I decided that I better not put the music on because sometimes I'll then get a copyright warning. And if you get a copyright warning, sometimes they can put restrictions on your account or take your YouTube account down. So I better not risk posting any music. But it was really lovely. There was a choir over from Africa. And actually there's like 6 different choirs. One is in America at the moment. There's one in the United Kingdom that's touring. And there's various others over the world. So that was really nice. And my in-laws came as well. My daughter wasn't quite so keen. She wanted to relax at home, she said. But she enjoyed it while we were there. So, yeah, so it was a busy day. So I got absolutely loads done in the playroom. So we've created a pile. So all the things that are going to go to the charity shop, all the things that can go to the bin, and then all the things that are going to our sale. So you can see the dancing. It's absolutely fantastic atmosphere and environment. Really so energetic. And the children were like great at dancing and singing. It was really lovely. And then you can see the state of the playroom. And I kind of decided that part of this just seems like a bit of a time capsule. Because when I start going through things, there are so many things. And when my daughter was like really small, like in the box, the toy box, there's like loads of things in there from when she was really small, like her number 4 badge from her birthday and just things that she's had. And because we have got a lot of space in our house, I know we've got a lot of stuff in our house, but because there's only 3 of us and we've got 4 bedrooms, I was thinking if we'd got other children, we just wouldn't have been able to keep hold of some of this stuff that I'd had to have already gone to the charity shop, would have had to got rid of it. So we went through lots and lots of things and managed to get rid of lots. So we've got a bag full of things. There's also things that she realised that she needed, like some extra crayons and things for school. That was good. There's also some broken things that we could get rid of. And we've got quite a lot of things for our sale. So even if we only make, she makes £20 for holiday money, and then afterwards we're going to take anything that's left to the charity shop. I also had a word with my mother-in-law. So we've got my daughter's Silver Cross pram that she's used quite a lot, but she's ready to get rid of. So I asked my mother-in-law if she'd be willing to put it on Marketplace for my daughter and see if she can sell it. So she said yes, she would be willing to do that. So that was great. So I'm going to let her have the pram. And she's going to see if she can sell it online. It's the sort of thing that you'd get more money if you put on Facebook Marketplace. So we'll see what happens with that. So there's loads of things here. And some of the things, like there's one sort of activity there. It's really good for STEM. So science, technology, engineering and maths. And you can do it as a young child, but then as you get older, you can just do it all by yourself. So some of those things are, can be really stretching as well when a child's older. And there's some things that she's really, really enjoyed playing that she just wants to put in storage in the event of her having children in the future. So I'm quite happy to do that. My mum did the same thing for me kept like special games and special clothes. So I'm going to put that in my loft room once we've decided what it is that she wants to keep. You can see that big pile that's going up there is empty boxes. So there's all things on the chair that I want to clear and sort, and then I also go through all the cuddly toys, and we get rid of some cuddly toys, which is good. Although I did get her a cuddly toy for passing her Viola exam so well and for having such a good year in high school. She got treated to a Jellycat toy, but I did say to her, well, how many toys can you get rid of? And she got rid of quite a few, which was really good. So I was happy about that. So I need to update you about my work situation. So episode 5 or whatever it is. For those of you that don't know about it, if you watch back through my last videos, you'll hear me sort of tell the story as to what's happened. So yesterday, when I recorded the voiceover, I was just sharing with you the email that I'd sent to my line manager, if you remember. So I emailed her to say, it's been really great working. I've really enjoyed the role. Thank you for giving me the chance to use my skills in a different way, because it's been a good opportunity for me to use my skills in another way. However, I've decided that now is the time to step back. I spent 4 hours doing that expression of interest form, 4 hours of my life that really I could be doing something else with. And then I got that email about the interview, and I just thought that's going to mean that my summer holiday, we love our holidays, and my summer holiday, I'm going to be sitting on holiday thinking about, when I get back to England, I'm going to have to prepare for my interview. I've got an interview. I don't want to be thinking about that. I just want to be on holiday and relaxing, and not thinking about that. And the fact of it is, yes, I'm very experienced for that job, and I've got more qualifications than what's needed for that job. So I'm confident about the interview, and I'm confident that I come across, well, and that they want me. But if I'm going to go for the interview, I want to do my best. So to do my best, I'm going to have to prepare for the questions. So anyway, I told you that I'd messaged her, didn't I? And I fired that email off and discussed it with my husband, and I was a bit upset sending it, but I thought, no, this is a clear message being sent to me that another barrier has been put in my way. That means I'm not meant to go any further. So a number of you have commented about this and said, oh, well done. It's a good move. You'll be able to spend more time on the house. So a few comments were made on my thread in terms of this job situation. So Carolyn said, good job about the job, sweetie. Sandy said, you're going to keep us hanging on the job apply. Someone else said, well done for finishing the job. You won't regret stopping the job. I hope you hear good news about the job, Amanda Ryan said. Hoping you hear good news about the job you enjoy. So, well, the update was that literally within about 30 seconds of me sending that email, my manager rang me, and she said, oh, I was just reading through your email. So I said, right. She said, oh, Emma, she said, we can't lose you from the service. We need you from the service. She said, is there anything that I can do to keep you? And I just said, well, it's just that I just don't want to be thinking about, having to do an interview while I'm away. And I just feel like now is the time to step back. So then she said, well, what if I said to you that, yes, we will be conducting interviews, but you won't be required to have one? For you, there'll be no change. So I said, right. She said, we do need to complete interviews, but not for your role. You're not required to have an interview. She said, we want you to stay in the service, and we want you to stay on the service and the hours that you've said that you want to do. And no, there's nothing else required for you. So the other question that I had was, there's 3 learners that I'm working with at work in the fire service. and I want to see them through to completion. And I wondered whether they would, because of all the changes, they'd move them over to someone else. So I then said, and would I also be able to keep those 3 learners who finish in February? And she said, yes. She said, everything will stay the same, but we really want you. We just don't want to lose you. You've done so well. We love having you in the service. There's so much more. She said, and you've also indicated that you'd be interested in the future of developing into management roles. So I said, yes. So she said, and so, don't lose that opportunity, because we really want you in the service. So I have thought about management roles before in my second job, but the manager grade is the same grade as my first job. So there's not, any sort of promotion for me, really. But that would obviously be a step up from where I am. So she said, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have a think about it. And then I'd like you to then come back to me and tell me whether you retract your resignation. And she just said, if you can just let me know as soon as possible. She said, what I'll do now is I'll drop you an email just to say, further to our conversation, please, could you reconsider your position? So, that was a barrier put in place, I thought, but the barrier has been removed. So what do you all think? So just looking at some more of your comments, so Amanda Ryan went on to say, I also think that swapping out the fridge for a dishwasher would be a great idea for you and your family. Everyone can help load their dishes and take turns putting a load away. Some models do small pots too. The decluttering will free up your time later because there'll be less to clean and take care of. I still have a nice home with comfort and some decor, but I have more free time. Best wishes always from Chicago, the United States of America, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate you being here, and thank you very much for commenting and for your support. Carolyn also said, I love your idea about moving your fridge to make room for a dishwasher. Chaos Organised said, you won't regret the dishwasher if you do it. I feel the same way about getting a dishwasher as I did about passing my driving test. Things got considerably easier on a daily basis. That's interesting. That's funny with the driving test. I hated learning to drive and I hated passing my test, and I don't use the word hate very often because I think it's a very strong word, but I really, really disliked it. But you're right, aren't you? I mean, me standing around for buses, etc., etc., it makes such a difference. I have either already got rid of it or it needs to be sold, or I'm stuck. I'm struggling to find things to declutter. So Chaos Organised is trying to declutter 2024 items, and she's on less than 200. You'll have to do what my daughter did today. I said to her that she needed to clear up 30 things from the dining room table, and do you know what she did? She counted 30 pieces of paper and sorted 30 pieces of paper. And I said, no, that counts as one thing, not 30. Do you have to start counting differently, Chaos Organised? That's what the answer is. And then Chaos Organised goes on to say, I used to go to the Glastonbury Festival and had a lot of fun over the years, but it got a bit big and a bit muddy. By going most years and going before it started and staying on afterwards as part of the team putting it on, wow, I spent 6 months of my life on that farm. Wow. Have you ever walked up the Tor? I could do it when I was younger. It might be a good barometer of where a person is with fitness. Maybe it's time to drive down there and try again. You should. How far is it away from where you are then? You should try it again. Yes, I have walked up the Tor 3 times. Once as a child when I went up with my family, and twice as an adult. Once just me and my husband, and once me, my husband and my daughter. I'll be back for the job cliffhanger, Emma. This is much nicer than EastEnders. You aren't shouty, and no one has got run over yet. That made me laugh. That's the thing with EastEnders. I stopped watching EastEnders because some of the storylines, I just thought it was awful. You just want a bit of light entertainment, don't you? TG80. Hi Emma, I'm years into my decluttering. What I would say is that now I only have utensils, crockery that I use regularly. I have a small box in the loft that the kids might use when they'll have their own flats, but that's it. This also goes for food. Anything I'm not getting through, I try to use up ASAP or give it away if it's not open. Then I take a note of not to buy it again. I look through my food cupboards before grocery shopping, that's a very good idea, and make a rough menu plan. I do zone cleaning and follow the Fly Lady system as demonstrated by Diane in Denmark on YouTube, who I would thoroughly recommend. Thank you for that. And then Casey says, Diane in Denmark scared me to death at first. Her life is so different to mine, but that's because she's been at it for years. Now I can't get enough of her and she never fails to inspire me when I watch her videos. Very good. I have watched a few of her videos. I need to watch more, I think. You give me some more ideas. Pam says, hi Emma, well done on keeping up the steps. It sounds like you're thinking more about a dishwasher now. If you can juggle the space for it, I don't think you'll regret it. It's nice not to have dirty dishes on show, and I must admit if I didn't have a dishwasher, I think they'd accumulate during the day, as I'd rather not wash up multiple times a day. Soon be holidays and you can unwind and enjoy the time with your family. Yes, thank you, Pal. I'm looking forward to that. Bluebird. Hi, Emma. Thanks for the additional information about Glastonbury. It does sound like a fun place. We went to Stonehenge, but I wasn't able to take the shuttle close to the stones because there were thousands of tiny bugs getting on us, and one of my kids was really bothered by them. So I went with them to the visitor centre and then back on our tour bus. Cool, you must have been really unlucky with that. I've never known anywhere in England to have tiny little midges or bugs. Never. Bluebird goes on to say, I'd like to go back again sometime. Great job continuing to declutter. I've been tired from moving 2 of my kids into their apartment, but I need to return to my decluttering soon. I'll be waiting for the next episode of Emma at Work to find out what happened with your second job. I hope it got resolved so you can fully enjoy your vacation. I bet you're counting down to Italy. It'll be here very soon. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you for your kind comment as always, Bluebird. Yeah. I messaged back to say that there's good reason to come back and visit, and I recommend to do the walk amongst the stones. If you haven't been to Stonehenge, that's a real experience. And also, rather than getting the shuttle bus, just to walk. It doesn't take that long. And it's something quite magical about approaching Stonehenge. And you can visit when the sun's going down. You can pay to walk amongst the stones. If you're a National Trust member or English Heritage, you get in free, but then you have to pay extra to walk amongst the stones. And on one occasion we were there and I lay down on the grass. I don't wear my shoes when I walk around the stones, but I laid on the grass and I could feel, it was a very strange experience. I could feel like the earth, the power in the earth. It was a very strange experience. My husband said more like it was the vibration from the cars driving past. It wasn't. There was something particularly special in that moment. I can't quite explain it. And thankfully, Bluebird's children are not moving far away, so she'll still be able to see them often, which she's really grateful for. I completely understand that, because I think it's really hard if your child or children move away. I know some of you live very close to your children and others live in other states, and I guess you get used to it after a period of time, but I still think it must be tricky. So you can see how much we get done in the playroom. So while I was doing all this, my daughter was going backwards and forwards because she was deciding what things to get rid of. And I do make a point of asking her, which I know some of you might not think is a great idea, but someone was telling me the other day that when they moved from Scotland to Norfolk, she was a little girl and she said to her mum, "Oh, where's my pogo stick?" And her mum said, "Oh, I gave it to the next door neighbour in Scotland." And then the next week she said, "Where's my teddy?" And she said, "I gave it to the next door neighbour before we moved from Scotland." And she said, increasingly, I had more and more dislike for this next door neighbour. And then she said, where's my tricycle? She said, "Oh, I gave it away to the next door neighbour." So I just don't want to do that. I know it's sometimes a bit silly with the very small things, but my daughter knows what things go with what sets, and I just want her to make a decision about her things, really. And she's actually really good. She was saying, yeah, we can get rid of that, we can get rid of that, we can get rid of that. So it's not like she wants to hold on to everything. So as well as sorting out some of the toys and books, I also started going through these chest of drawers. Now again, these are like time capsules. There's things in here from 15 years ago, and I have never, ever been to them. I've never gone to these drawers. The only time I go to the drawer on the left, that's where I put my hairdryer. There's tights and socks and bits and pieces in those drawers, and I haven't gone to them or used them. For before my daughter was born. That's where I'd say these drawers were used regularly, before my daughter was born. Loads of odd socks, tights that I'm never going to wear. So I got rid of loads of extra things. So I was really pleased with what I managed to do. So we've got loads of things for the sale, loads of things to give to charity. So the things that I feel like I've got any sort of attachment to, I'm going to give to the charity this coming week. And then other things in the sale. I mean, my daughter's quite excited about this sale. So, as I said, even if we make a small amount of money, then that would be nice for her. She gets quite excited about that sort of thing. Like, she gets quite excited about, if someone's got a sale in their garden, or going around a car boot sale, or jumble sales and all that sort of thing. So, you can see I do manage to get through an awful lot today. We spent a long time doing this. And whilst me and my daughter were doing this, my husband was mending some things which were broken, and also some things had got like sticky marks on, and I thought either they're going to have to go in the bin, or if the sticky marks can go off, we can give them to charity, or we can sell them on the stall. So he was sorting through all of those, which was great. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my video. Thank you very much for following my journey, for all your ideas, your support, your encouragement, your kind comments. I very much appreciate them all. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Have a fantastic week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.